Hi Virgo, we're going to get into your reading. I was just pre-shuffling and this Soar card popped out at me, actually almost hit me in the face. So there's something here about an end of a cycle, a beginning of a new cycle, and you really being propelled forward, and it feels like a little forcefully. So we're going to get into this. Now I'm going to take another from here because that just flew out and I feel like I want to start how I normally do. How are you, Virgo? There is a full moon in your sign about to occur. So that actually should be pretty nice for you. You might feel like you want to organize and get your stuff straight. I mean, that's something you do anyway, but this is going to amplify or assist in that effort. Okay, so what does Spirit want to talk about here? And then we'll clarify with the tarot. Resistance on the bottom. Oh, and that's interesting. Look, they're going in the same direction there. So you have soar and you have resistance. Now, I'm really interested to see what this is. I was hearing, and in between, distraction. Ooh, this is so interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and take it that way because, ooh, self-interest. What I'm hearing is you need self-interest. The difference, Virgo, the difference between soaring and soaring against the wind, the difference between going with the stream and going against the stream is whatever this distraction is. And you know what this distraction feels like to me? It feels like the Devil card. So it feels like whatever it is you are bound to. For instance, control. Or any of the other things that come from it is what I heard. Okay, so geez, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm hearing we're doing it differently. Okay, so I'm going to do my reading differently. And there's something about you having to change this to do it differently. If you feel like you are always going into the wind, against the stream, into the resistance, if that's what you expect, that is part of what has to change here. And you might have to use some tricky methods, meaning you might have to train your mind. Okay, this is a lot of information. Let's go ahead and see what you need to let go of, okay? Well, that's interesting. I guess we are doing it differently because that is not normally what I do right here, Virgo. So what does Virgo need to let go of? And then we're going to clarify with the tarot as well. There's something about loyalty, Virgo. There's something about loyalty actually pulling you back. It's like, are you loyal to things that you have outgrown? Ooh, interesting. I got the loyalty, if you're wondering, from this dog here. Spirit kept bringing my attention to the dog. Okay, what needs to be let go of? Ooh, interesting. I'll tell you about that in a moment. The Tree of Life. 58. I am being asked to look at it, so there must be something very specific. Okay, here we go. To find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head, exactly what we were getting here. See, this means that it's worded better than I could put it, so we'll take the hint. If you are too much in your thinking head or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots in the physical body. If you're caught in mechanical doing and you're feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, right? It's like you're always imagining that you're going into resistance. Open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Okay. To be inspired by the heavens, the heart of sky. This is the card of Bhakti. It is igniting that which is in your heart. That's why I had to read it. This is so perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Not able to imagine a better life for yourself. Open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. And that's a 58, which is a 13, which is the death card, which is an external change. You're going through an external change, and Spirit wants you to realign the mental control you feel and wants you to let go of the habit of thinking that everything has to be hard. Okay. Let's see what's helping you at this time. Interesting. Okay. So what is helping Virgo at this time? We didn't even get into the tarot yet. This is very odd for me. This is very different. So something that is coming is just going to feel so different, but I'm telling you, it feels really good. Equality, balance, life, breath. Okay. The challenge and what can help you is to get into balance, to get out of the head, to get into the body. This card for me specifically as a mystic and a yogi is that of, and I'm not talking about the physical practice, I'm talking about the philosophical and mystical practice of Eastern philosophy. So in this instance, this to me is prana moving up Sushumna Nadi, in balance, balancing the masculine and feminine, balancing the inner work and the outer work, recognizing that your everyday life is your spiritual life. And Spirit here, 7:07 on the clock, is asking you to put this time into yourself and to ground a lot of this kind of mental turmoil is what I'm hearing that is going on. And to check your loyalties. You need to be loyal to yourself. Okay, let's look at this tree of life. Interesting. This fell off the bottom. Didn't want to go with me. I'm going to leave it. The 9 of Wands. So you've been through a shit ton. And that is part of the reason you constantly expect this resistance. But you're starting to create it by expecting it. So we need to ground some of that challenging thought forms and get into your body, and that's what's going to help to create balance. Okay, so let's look at the tree of life again. What is this balance of the body? Yeah, so do you remember like 2 minutes ago when I said the tree of life is 58 and 58 is death, and death is an external change, and the changes you have to get out of your head and into your body? And it's clarified by exactly what I said. You have to get out of your head and into your body. Death, external change. This is why I love this so much, right? Okay, let's go ahead and look at resistance. Interesting. Okay, we'll look at the resistance here, and then we'll get you some advice on how to do this. Yeah. So this resistance, the 9 of Swords, it is all essentially, it's like, okay, this is what Spirit wants me to tell you. Here you go, the balance again. Look, this is the most beautiful reading. Spirit just wants me to tell you that you wouldn't be mentally tortured nearly as much if you didn't do it to yourself. Spirit is not saying that you haven't been through a shit ton and it hasn't been awful. But if you took away all of the mental strain you put on yourself, it would be like, I don't know, 70% less. I don't know, I'm making up a number, but this is what I'm hearing. Let's get a little advice for you. Virgo, this is just beautiful. It is just beautiful. Okay, what's the advice, Spirit? awakening ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me. This feels like the bhakti I was talking about and the heart of sky. There is something in mysticism called bhakti, and often it's a state of being, of even chanting or singing, but the essence of bhakti is to feel a deep set or seed of joy within your heart. And what that does is it brings you out of the mind stuff, right? There's a yoga sutra, it says chitta vritti nirodha, and it means that your state of oneness is when the fluctuations of the mind ceased. That's not the word. Stop. So the idea here is to first move your body and get into your heart space and to get out of the mind space a little bit. Okay, anything else? Last bit of advice. It just got really hot and actually a little challenging to speak right at the end. So I feel like this is about you allowing for an internal change. It feels like the hermit a little bit, more so than having to do anything outside of yourself. Interesting. Okay, so this is not how I love to end readings, but this is what's coming up, so I'm going to give it to you. Parenting and spiritual partnership. 11:55 on the clock. Look up master number 11. The 5-5 for me is an indication of a challenge. The challenge is something karmically that is closing, and you have the ability to soar or to stay in the resistance. What it looks like it's coming from, to me, is a karmic relationship with a parent. So what this says to me, not the way I like to end readings, but the mindset that you have, you acquired during childhood. And instead of continuing on that, it's like a mindset of scarcity or fear or an idea that everything should be hard won, is what I'm hearing. You have the ability to close that out. And the way you want to do that is by balancing the paternal drive, push, 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 and the maternal drive, which is to receive, 13 on the clock, that death card again. Let that external change come and make sure that you get out of the mind space, get into the body, and get into the joy of the heart. I hope this was helpful. 13:13 on the clock. Love y'all so much.